Darth Maul, a deadly Sith assassin who would play a pivotal role in both before and during the Clone Wars. This hate-fueled killing machine would claim the lives of multiple Jedi and Republic sympathizers, all at the command of his mysterious master. Maul is a Zabrak male, born on the planet of Dathomir. Here, the predominantly male population served the Night Sisters as slaves. Needless to say, Maul was unlikely to flourish under these oppressive conditions. Like all Zabrak males on Dathomir, Maul underwent a painful magic ceremony where he would cover him in red and black tattoos, initiating him as a Night Brother. These tattoos would later be replaced by agonizing Sith tattoos that would be applied by his sinister master. Maul's mother, knowing her son would never be more than a slave to the Night Sisters, pleaded with a young Darth Sidious to take her son from Dathomir and train him in the ways of the Force. Sidious reluctantly took Maul under his wing due to his natural connection with the Force. Sidious's master, Darth Plagueis, gave Sidious the right to train Maul as his apprentice on a remote sanctuary on Mustafar. However, not as a Sith Lord, but as a deadly Sith assassin. This assured Plagueis and Sidious that Maul would never truly be able to rival their power. Free from the oppressive ways of the Night Sisters, Maul's life was far from easy. During his training, any hint of mercy or weakness was severely punished. This only increased Maul's connection to the Force. Sidious took Maul off-world to train him to use the Force. He did this by hurling rocks at the boy until he could block them using his newfound power. Maul was not only taught to kill, he was also taught the galactic histories by his master. Whilst he hung over a vat of acid and attempted to escape, this exercise was repeated. Each time Sidious would reinforce Maul with the impression that the Jedi were weak and evil, and over time Maul's hatred for the Jedi grew. Sidious grew fond of his new apprentice, taking him to Coruscant. Disguised as tourists, they viewed the Jedi Temple, and Sidious told Maul of their eventual destruction. However, Maul enjoyed being in the presence of his despised enemies. At the age of 17 in 37 BBY, Maul had endured unfathomable abuse from his master, but it had turned him into a hate-fueled killing machine. Sidious had prepared Maul for the final test. Abandoned on the outer rim world of Hyperion, Maul would need to survive alone, all the whilst being hunted by hordes of assassin droids. After months of rough survival, Sidious presented himself. Sidious challenged Maul to a lightsaber duel. Here, Sidious mocked Maul and told him how he failed his final trial, and how he had secretly trained another apprentice. In Maul's anger, he attempted to kill Sidious, but of course failed. Sidious was impressed with Maul's attempt on his life and revealed to Maul the truth, that there was no other apprentice, and that his hatred had made him pass the final trial. He was proclaimed Darth Maul, Dark Lord of the Sith, and taken to Coruscant to await his master's new command. Maul quickly became a silent terror in the galaxy, assassinating crime bosses, merchants, politicians, both Sith allies and enemies alike. However, Maul longed for Jedi blood, and eventually, his wish was granted. He was sent to kill a great Jedi warrior. However, he found the Jedi's quick movement far too much of a challenge. Here, Maul developed his new lightsaber, double-edged. This allowed Maul to get in close with the Jedi warrior before unleashing his secondary blade to take him off guard. Indeed, surprise was this assassin's best weapon. Over the following years, Maul would serve both Plagueis and Sidious, enforcing their will around the galaxy. Without Maul, Sidious's master plan may never have come to fruition. It was Maul who pushed the Trade Federation into power and eliminated their enemies. It was Maul who silenced anyone who asked questions or investigated the Sith's plot. And it was Maul who destroyed any competition that the Sith encountered, such as killing the leader of the Black Sun and his Vigos on Naboo. Of course, when the blockade over Naboo was eventually broken, Maul was believed to be dead after being split in half by Jedi Knight Obi-Wan Kenobi. However, Maul survived. Using the Force to push himself through a vent whilst plummeting to the floor, Maul found himself submerged in water, and he fell unconscious, cursing the name Kenobi. He was mutilated and broken, but still alive. Maul awoke trapped on a junk world. Here he took refuge with an anaconda named Morley. Severely damaged, Maul replaced his legs with an arachnid-like cybernetics made from the surrounding scrap. Over the next 12 years, Maul's mental state diminished. His descent into madness came slowly, but his hatred still remained. He longed for revenge against Kenobi, the knight who had taken everything from him, and reduced a mighty Sith Lord to nothing.
Chains. The chains are the easy part. It's what goes on here that's hard.
Maul's demise was a mere setback for Sidious, who would quickly replace him with a new apprentice. Maul would be found later by his brother, Savage Opress, and would go on to wreak a short but fanatical campaign throughout the galaxy, even defeating Obi-Wan. However, this was not Maul's path. Sidious saw that Maul could rise to rival even his power, and Sidious would not stand to have his plan ruined by his former disobedient apprentice. Maul truly was one of the greatest killing machines of his time. However, his master failed to see his full potential and value. For this reason, he lost an incredibly valuable asset and a particularly deadly weapon.